All right, and we are live. Welcome back, everybody. This is our 10K celebration. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all your support. We couldn't have done it without you. From myself, my production team, my family, again, thank you so much. This is truly, truly amazing. We'll talk about it later, but we do have some merch, and we will talk about our next live, when we're going to do it, what it's going to be about, and who we're going to have to join us in it. So without further ado, again, welcome and thank you very much. First, would like to get just a little idea of who's with us tonight and where you are watching from. So if you could, down in the comments, let us know. Let us know where you are joining us from. A couple stories I do want to talk about tonight. Not just the channel, but Marine Corps birthday is coming up. So we're definitely going to talk about that. Talk about your most exciting Marine Corps birthday celebrations, good ones, bad ones, and we'll see where we sit with that. Gender Dude from Port-au-Prince, Fouled Anchor, California. John Cummins, Newton, North Carolina. Marion Gebron, Tampa, Florida. Michael Armstrong, Semper Fi brother. I'm out of Vegas. Well, welcome everybody. Great to see you all here. Again, thank you for everything. Thank you for joining us and keeping this community alive. Community of warriors, like-minded people. That's what we like about it the best. Carrie Marie Potts coming from the UK. Welcome. Chuck Abels, Prescott Valley, Arizona. There you are, Chala. Arlington, Virginia. I already knew that. You're right. Glad to have you. Good to see you all. Again, thank you all for coming. All right, so one of the first things I did want to talk about is the birthday ball coming up, birthday celebration. Some of you may be going to a birthday ball, some of you may not, but we know that without a doubt, Marines everywhere are going to celebrate the birthday. 10 November 1775, Tons Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ton Tavern. Always, I'm telling you, you can ask any Marine, I would put money on it that they know the Marine Corps birthday. If they don't, let me know who it is. A couple different stories that I remember. 3 particular ones stick out. Birthday ball celebrations are always fantastic. They're always fun to be around Marines. It's our birthday. It's a time to celebrate the birth of our Corps. Couple celebrations that do stick out in my mind. 2 of them combat stories. One, and I just talked to the CO at the time, Colonel Holt. We were talking about it back in Shorshrak, Afghanistan. It was November 10th, and of course we knew we were going to celebrate it at one point. We just didn't know exactly when. Luckily, we had a target. So once we identified that enemy target, we did want to celebrate in style on the Marine Corps birthday and called the engineers up, got some demolition, organized a team to take out an enemy stronghold that we knew. So that's how we celebrated the birthday that year. And then later on, Colonel Holt managed to write a birthday message to all the Marines in our AO. Doc Holliday, good to see you, brother. Chicken is here. Good to see you as well. So that's one birthday ball celebration that I'll never forget, with fireworks. That's a little addition that we had to that one. Another one is a combat story. This one is also in Afghanistan. This one was a small squad outpost. Our battalion was spread very, very thin. Huge AO that we had to cover. So some of our positions were just a fire team. This one took us about 2-3 days to get to, traveling. The jump, we called it. I don't know if I talked about the jump platoon yet, but that's the platoon that takes the VIPs around, takes the battalion staff around. Well, they took us out there. It took us about 3-4 days to get there. The Marines didn't know when exactly we'd get there, but we did time it so we'd be on top of their little outpost on 10 November. We wanted to wake up on 10 November. So sure enough, we get up there. It's cold. It's November. Weather was horrible. 4 Marines up there. We brought them some stuff. We wanted to help celebrate. Best part of it was we were bringing stuff to them, but they had prepared for us. It was, again, November 10th. It was our birthday. We get to the top of this outpost, and the Marines had been saving MRE cakes for about 2-3 weeks, mounded them together, wrote happy birthday, Marines, and we celebrated on top of that outpost in the middle of Afghanistan, freezing our butts off with fellow Marines. Couldn't ask for anything better than that. Semper Fi Marines. Last one I'm going to share with you is our first Marine Corps birthday ball that my wife and I went to. This one was amazing because it was our first. We didn't know what to expect. Happened to be November 7th, my wife's birthday. It's not always on the 10th. This one was November 7th. So throughout the ball coming in, everyone kept saying, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. We didn't know that was the tradition to tell each other happy birthday because we're Marines and it is our birthday. My wife at some point throughout, before we even got to our table, she's like, wow, man, how many people did you tell it's my birthday? I said, well, of course, everybody. Happy birthday. Put this big celebration on for you. So quick lesson in your first birthday ball, know that is the tradition to tell each other happy birthday. And it was also for my wife. Those are my birthday stories. Again, wherever you are, Marines know you could be in combat, in garrison, active duty, retired, prior service. It doesn't matter. On November 10th, you will do something for the Marine Corps birthday. Semper Fi, my friends. Keenan Lindsay says, I was present for the reading of Lieutenant Colonel Holt's birthday message 2010. I was a battalion sergeant major. That's right. Keenan, good to see you, brother. Marin Gibron. Yes, it was funny. That's discipline right there. Those MRE cakes were delicious. Yes, it took them a while to assemble that cake. And the frosting, of course, was jelly and peanut butter and everything that comes in the MRE mixed together. It was awesome. Great way to spend the birthday. In MOS school watching this. Semper Fi, brother, welcome. Dennis, Tony. Where do you get your shirts? Great question, Dennis. I'll talk about that a little later, but our production team right here at SFMF makes the shirts. We'll discuss that a little later. Ross, our major. Yes, Keenan, good to see you on here. Speaking of which, with Marines, with taking care of our own, got another kind of funny story and a moto story. This happens to be, I was at the airport. My daughter and I, who is also a Marine, we're at the airport and she sees him first, a Marine in Alphas. And it's been a while. I remember we used to travel in the service Alpha uniform. They stopped that before 9/11, I think around 9/11. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we did stop traveling in uniform for safety reasons. So apparently it's okay again. So this Marine, she's like, oh, there's a Marine over there in Alphas. And we get through TSA, we go over, happen to see him. We're at the same gate as him, actually, taking the same flight. And I was like, wow, it's a private. You don't see too many privates anymore. He must have just got out of boot camp. And then looking a little more, I noticed he didn't have any ribbons or badges. I was like, wow, he's in service Alphas. He should at least have his shooting badge. And then looking closer, he didn't have a long sleeve shirt on. He had a short sleeve Charlie shirt with the tie. I saw his white undershirt. Looking further, he didn't have the Eagle Globe and Anchor in the collars, the holes that are provided for it. He didn't have the Eagle Globe and Anchor on his cover. He didn't have his belt on. So kind of a lot of things. And of course, my first instinct was to, knife hand him, what the hell's your problem? But instead, we talked to him. Hey, Devil Dog, how you doing? What's your name? He was like, oh, he told us his name. He said, I just graduated Paris Island 10 days ago, my platoon number, and he very excited. Very nice young man. I said, well, hey, you're missing a couple things on your uniform. He's like, oh, I said, did you get inspected in this uniform? You know, when was your last? I know boot camp does a battalion commander's inspection. That's kind of, you know, the culminating uniform inspection of boot camp. But he said they didn't. For one reason or another, I got to imagine something administrative, maybe a reason they didn't have the Service Alpha Battalion Commander's inspection. So he didn't. That was his first time wearing it. And with this group chat of fellow new Marines, they said, you know, some of them were wearing their Charlie or their Alpha, some weren't. They said, it's probably a good idea. You're going to MCT, get off the plane, get in an Uber, and get right to check in. You don't have to waste time changing over. Problem was, again, his uniform wasn't prepared. He didn't know. When I said, where are your hemoglobin anchors, the black ones, anchors inboard, he said, do I wear those on this uniform? So it was a lack of knowledge. He wasn't a bird. He just didn't know. So looking out for our own, again, pulled him aside. We gave him some ideas and you know, ways to not check in like that. It wouldn't have turned out well. You know, Marines, if you saw this Marine checking into your unit or MCT, looking the way he did, it wouldn't have turned out well for him. So good luck to you, Marine. I hope it worked out well. Checking in MCT. It's been a couple weeks, so hopefully you're kicking butt and taking names and squared away that Service Alpha uniform, because that is an awesome uniform as well. Colonel Holt, I see is on. Sir, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Awesome. Plenty of stories about that deployment. And yes, Lindsay, you see him on here too. Awesome. Good to see you all. Definitely some motivation. This is what it's all about. This community that we have created, my family, production team, and then again, we couldn't do it without all of your support. So glad to have everyone on board. And we just want to make it grow. We want to grow it bigger and bigger. Happy to see you too, Lindsay. Thanks, brother. Thanks for being here. Again, pass the word. Engineers up. There's Michael Drones. Good to see you. Engineers up. Engineers backbone of the Corps. Is that right? Another drone stuck. Yes, chicken. You know, I wanted to light him up. But as soon as I spoke to him again, he was, I'm telling you, a good kid. I think he's gonna do well. He is really gonna. He took it all well, and like was taking notes. I had him bust out his phone, or he did. Took it out his phone, was taking notes. Okay, he didn't have the M buckle for his blouse. He's like, man, how do I get that before I check in? So we worked out a little plan. I think he'll be fine. But yes, I did want to thrash him a little bit. Colonel Holt says, Janet is the real bomb. Amen, sir. You are absolutely right. This is couldn't do any of this without her. Fouled anchor, 9th ESB, 7th ESB, 1st CEB. All amazing units. Yes. Speaking of combat engineers, thanks, Charla. I try, but I got to stay in shape. Got to keep up with the young boys. Combat engineers. One of our family members is thinking about becoming a combat engineer. And as much as I did love it while I was a combat engineer, it just gets, the best part about it is that it changes all the time. You can go from construction to destruction, to vertical construction, working with wood, to bridging. It's such a wide MOS. For those of us who get bored kind of easily, it was a perfect MOS because I got to move around a lot. Getting into most of my deployments were with the infantry, and that is a different world. That's once I found that out, I didn't want to leave the infantry ever. Pale Router, good to see you, brother. Semper Fi to you. Thanks for joining us. Deputy Merck, Texas. Is that what that means? Texas deputy. Glad to have you on board. Got another story about Texas deputy. Maybe I'll tell you later. Semper Fi to you. Destruction is what Marines do best. You are absolutely correct. Chicken. Yes, that was the best part. Again, that birthday with Colonel Holt, that's what we did on the birthday. Destruction. And it worked out very well. He reminded me of the satchel charge. Those are awesome also. It's what Marines do. And construction. Again, just a shout out to our regulars, and hopefully we have a lot of them. Val Anchor, Chicken, Pell Rider, Chala. Love to see you guys on here every time. Again, pass the word. Get more and more of us on here. The things we like to do, things we like to talk about. A lot of comments still. Love reading the comments. We try to keep up with most of them. Some of the most are, we like when the other services join in also. The indoor salute one, funny that gained a lot of traction. Army says, no, we don't salute without a cover either. Not sure. So we're learning as we go through the difference between the services. But yes, Marines do not salute without a cover. We don't. I will tell you one story. I was at an Air Force Academy as a staff sergeant. I went through the Air Force NCO Academy. And in that, the graduation was indoors in our blue dress uniform. Their highest ranking uniform. So obviously I was in blue dress. And the certificates are given by a one-star general. So as we went through the rehearsal, the Air Force all saluted the general because Air Force salutes without a cover on. So, you shake and take. Good morning, sir. Shake and take. Good morning, sir. And salute again, you walk off. So when we did the rehearsal, of course, I did the shake and take, position of attention. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. And I went to walk off. I'm like, whoa. Marine, you got to get back. You have to salute the general. This was rehearsal, so the general wasn't there. I said, well, hey, I appreciate that, but Marines don't salute without a cover. They're like, well, it's a general. You have to salute. I said, okay, no problem. So the very next run through of the rehearsal, I was carrying my cover. And as we get up, I'm like next in line. I put my cover on, walk up there, salute. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. And took off. They're like, no, we can't have you looking different. You're the only one wearing a cover. I was like, one, I am different because I'm a Marine with 150 airmen. So it's okay. I'll just wear my cover. They didn't like that either. They did not want me to wear a cover. They didn't want me to be different, but they still wanted me to salute. So I did some research, called some Marines, called some sergeants major. What do I do in this situation? We don't salute without a cover. What am I supposed to do? So long story short, there is in the flag manual, there is a section in there that says Marines are authorized to return a salute uncovered to avoid an uncomfortable situation. So I can return the general's salute is how I looked at it. However, they're like, well, the general's not going to salute you. You have to salute the general. You're a staff sergeant. He's a general. Very well. I can't salute, but I can return a salute. So we went back and forth. They said, well, you're not going to graduate. I said, very well. I don't need to walk across the stage. I completed the course. It'd be great, but I'm not saluting without a cover. I'll return one. So we get up there. It's a big deal. Everyone knows now that there's tension in the room, and they're alphabetical order. So it's in the beginning. I'm up first or second. Finally, my turn came up, and it seemed like the entire place went silent. And I get up there and I'm standing in front of the general. I'm at the position of attention. Again, it was probably like 4 or 5 seconds, but it felt forever. And next thing I know, the general saluted and said, good morning. And he cut, and then he gave me my stuff. I said, thank you, sir. He saluted again, and I said, thank you, sir, and took off. So I didn't violate anything. I returned the salute, just like the manual said, and all was good. Nobody knew the difference. It was great. So no, to answer all the comments, Marines do not salute without a cover on. All right. Lindsay says, got a hold of Lab from 2nd Platoon India Company. He's watching too. Semper Fi. All right. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, it was a crazy, crazy story. You return the general's salute. Yes. I wish I would have kept track of that general's name, and because I kept asking the academy, I was like, can I speak to the general? Can I explain this So I'm like, oh no, you don't talk to the general. Again, you're a staff sergeant. And I was like, all right, I'd be more than happy just to discuss it with him. No disrespect whatsoever. Those are the rules that I follow. So very interesting. It was fun. So, all right. What's everybody sipping on tonight? See, I got my grenade. I'll show you my other drink here in a little bit. Iron brain poisoning. Do you eat bowling balls? No. But I will show you my other drink. Look at this baby. It's just a Gatorade. But someone asked about merch. Here's what we're talking about. Let me show you the example of this one. Yes. Where you at, Brian? Are you on here? An example. Might be able to get you one of these. This is one of the things that my production team, family, has been working on. Koozies. Yes, part of the merch. Again, we are trying very hard to keep up with the merch. We don't know exactly when or how or when we're going to get it all out there, but we are working on it. We do want it. A lot of comments on our shorts say, where do you get that shirt? Can I get a shirt? We really want to push it out there. Again, I'm sure you can imagine it's a lot of work. Gabe R says the content looks great. Cece, congratulations on your YouTube success. Thank you, Gabe. Again, it's not our success. It's all of us together. This is definitely a team effort, and it sure is fun. We love doing it. Anderson Ho said he's drinking water, can't afford a DUI. Amen. Good call on that. SFMF challenge coin, chicken. Yes. We have some ideas. Again, the production team is working on designs. Family, I'm trying to get some good ideas. If any of you have an idea for a challenge coin, definitely going to make a coin. That's always a big hit. Carrie Marie Pod says mug if tea. I'm English. Yes, I think we all like some tea. Coffee mugs. Americans, we drink a lot of coffee. Damon Hunter, hydrate or die. Amen. Or the silver bullet. I'm not too sure how many people know about the silver bullet. But if you've hiked anywhere in the desert or the hills of Camp Pendleton, you definitely know what a silver bullet is. Charlie says merch is going to go crazy, I promise. We hope so. And again, I'd love to see shirts on the streets, SFMF stickers, again, mugs, koozies, bags. Got another little surprise here I'll show you in a little bit. But we definitely do want to get the merchandise out. Jason Gomez says, congrats on 10K, Sergeant Major, Cadet Gomez, and Hutch. Hey, what are you guys doing on your phones right now? Good to see you all on here. Again, couldn't do it without all of you. All right, one more piece of merch that we do have. All right. It's a little bag, right? Put your stuff in, go to the gym. You can put your whatever you're drinking, your hydration, your shirt, your koozie, and a little motivation. Another piece of merchandise that we are going to get out someday. We're working on it with our production team. 8 to 9 SOI based on height. They come recruit in person. There's also tryouts. Yes. All right. Charlie says, bless the YouTube algorithm for once showing me your channel. Been attached ever since. Awesome. I'm still learning that too, the algorithm. Sometimes it comes in my feed a lot, and then sometimes it doesn't. Then we have people that say, your stuff is not showing up in my feed anymore. Are you still producing? So not sure how all that works. Again, that's the brains behind all this, the wife. So we're trying to figure that out. What works best? When's the best time to post? All those things that I'm telling you, it's all a learning curve for all of us, definitely. But it's fun. It's fun learning it and finding out how to do it and what to do. Semper Fi, my friend, Michael Drones. Yes, I love the Eagle Globe and Anchor on that. Birthday stories. Anyone have some birthday stories? And while you are watching the shorts, while you're watching the videos and the lives, later, if you watch it later, please click the links down below. You check the description. Click the links down there. That also has some information and a description more of the channel. That definitely helps the algorithm. It helps support the channel and build it up. So please check those as well. See, I did have one more story to tell on the shirts. We'll save that one for the very end. Nick Saraglu, Semper Fidelis, Ura brother. Good to see you, Nick. Welcome. Speaking of which, that's what another thing we do like to talk about. Buddy checks. Brandon Anderson, Semper Fi Sergeant Major, graduated MMA and then enlisted. Anderson, good to see you. Enlisted in the Corps 2016. Have been in ever since. Nice work. Anderson, where are you at? If you graduated in 2016, still in, awesome. Nice work. My friend always catches flack for going Space Force. Always gets a laugh. Space Force. I don't think we've had any Space Force comments yet. Mostly Army, a couple Air Force, Navy. Yeah, no Space Force yet. Where you at, Space Forcers? If you're out there, let us know. I'd like to hear some information on Space Force, the saluting, the PT, all the stuff that we do talk about on this channel. Let's hear some comparisons for the Space Force. When I did go to that Air Force Academy, I did learn a whole lot about the Air Force. Whole new respect for them. They're maintenance guys working way more hours than you can imagine. Obviously, you got to keep the planes working and on time. The maintenance crew, amazing. Had a couple of PJs in there. Learned about them. There's some definitely some tough dudes. And the TIs, I think they're called, like DIs for Marines. Learned a lot about the TIs, and that's the drill instructor of their boot camp. Pretty interesting stories as well. All right, Bruce Campbell, funny story. Dad went and listened to the Marines in 59. No Marines in the recruiting office, so he went into the Navy. Very proud bubblehead submariner. 59 to 89, now resting in Arlington. God bless him. May he rest in power. Thanks for sharing that, brother. Awesome. 1-1, Camp Pendleton, 0341. Yes, awesome. 41's glad you went 03. I know you are too. Colonel Holt says, PJs are awesome. Remember those that helped us with Wrightsman? That's right. The PJs did come. We did lose a Marine in the Helmand River. Got washed away, attempting to save an Afghan soldier that was patrolling with us. And Sergeant Wrightsman, rest in peace, rest in power. Not a great swimmer, an absolute stud. Risked his life, didn't even hesitate. Jumped in the Helmand River to save this Afghan soldier. Didn't even know him, but he saw that he needed help. Instantly, the Marine in him, the squad leader in him, the motivator in him jumped right in. Unfortunately, they both perished. Searched for a couple of days. The PJs did come in. That's right, Colonel Holt. Thanks for reminding me. Those are some tough dudes. They helped us, and we did find them. Rest in peace. One of my shorts, if you are actually one of the videos, is of the memorial in Marine Corps Base Hawaii, where him and Lieutenant Fleming have a brick at the Iwo Jima Monument on Marine Corps Base Hawaii. Please, if you get a chance, take a look at that. PJs, the chicken says, PJs and JTACs are the Marines of the Air Force. Let's not get crazy now, chicken, but they are. They are the bad, you-know-what of the Air Force, PJs and JTACs. Very awesome individuals, and not an easy job. Still waiting to hear from some Space Force. Where you at? What we'd like to know also is, and again, another comment we like to make is the buddy checks. Before I sign off, we're gonna discuss that and what to do. USMC CC, what is your favorite Marine Corps birthday tradition? Wow, very cool. So in that, even on top of that hill in Afghanistan, early morning, it was zero dark early in the morning. We still did recognize the youngest Marine and the oldest Marine. By cutting that cake, first the guest of honor gets the first piece, and the commander was the guest of honor. But the oldest Marine takes a bite, hands that same piece of cake to the youngest Marine, with the significance of passing down the tradition of, I'm the old guy, I'm on my way out soon, you're the new guy, you're just coming in. A huge tradition that we still do no matter what. That one just happened to be with an MRE cake. It was horrible, but the tradition was there. It was very awesome. So that, I like the ceremony, I like the swords, I like the the tradition of the guest speaker and marching out the cake, the band, all of it is great. Dinner, dancing, but that tradition right there of handing down the cake to the youngest Marine is by far my favorite. Fouled anchor, you still there? First Marines are still in Horner, correct? I think so. Chicken says yes. FA. Fouled anchor. How about a catch a can story? So funny, I just met a guy. In fact, he's on here, Hutchinson. He's from Alaska, and I was telling him a little bit about catch a can. And I think you brought up the story when we did all get in trouble because Marines, for the first time being let into the civilian community, where there's alcohol and other people, civilians, it was probably a mistake to let all 150 of us go at the same time in the tiny, tiny town of Ketchikan, Alaska. So you can imagine what that afternoon, evening was like. And it was in the summer, so it was light out until about 2300. I don't know if it ever really got dark. And many, many drinks later, there was some trouble. We got a little bit of trouble. Marines took a Humvee down the road in this small town. It was interesting. So what Fouled Anchor was talking about on one of the posts was the company commander got us all on, were they Mike boats? I don't remember what they're called. They were Navy small boats, standing room only. Like you see in the World War II videos, the front drops and all the Marines piled out. That's what our transportation was. So there was about 100 plus on there, and we had been drinking, and the SEAL was standing on the dock. We were trying to get in formation, and it's in the water. Didn't turn out too well for a lot of them. It was a very, very interesting night. Colonel Holt says, I don't recall if the Yankee White clearance is required for all members of 8th and I, and presume it is not required for those in the marching platoons or the body bearers. Not sure if it is either. Yankee White clearance is very tough to get. Fouled Anchor says, landing craft mechanized, LMC. That's right. That's right. The LMC was our transportation. Again, not a fun ride after you had been drinking for a while and in the small ocean gap that we had to maneuver to get back to our even smaller island of Metlakatla. Very interesting. Tanner Overton, Semper Fi My Friend. I'm new to the channel, 18-year-olds, been training and getting ready to talk to a recruiter. Any tips for training? You tend to know what you're talking about. Need all the advice I can get. Yes, here it is. No days off. There is no rest day. Don't take a rest day. Don't schedule one at least, because it's going to happen. I do a 5-day routine, 2 major muscle parts a day, back and bis, chest and tries, shoulders and traps, legs. The day 5 is abs and cardio, which you can do every day anyway. And then start back over. Not Monday through Friday, 5 days. Don't schedule a rest day. Something's going to come up and you may have to take a day off. So if you schedule a rest day and then the next day something comes up, that's 2 rest days in a row. Don't do it. The biggest thing you're going to do in boot camp, the better shape you're in, the easier. That's one less thing you have to worry about. You're going to PT every day in boot camp, pull-ups. Now the planks. So start doing planks. A good time is 3 minutes. I think max is 3:45 or something. So practice doing planks. Make that easy on you. Make the running easy. The first thing you do is going to run 1.5 miles at the IST, the initial strength test, and pull-ups. Pull-ups is a muscle group that you can do every single day. It works so many different muscles from back, biceps, forearms, your grip, everything, that it's not too much to work it every day. It's not one major muscle group. So do pull-ups every single day, run every day, do abs, and try the planks. Just don't stop physically. Mentally now, prepare yourself for shock. It is culture shock. Even as many videos as you watch, as many stories as you can tell, you cannot mentally prepare 100%. So just be ready for that. Know that it's only going to get better. The longer you're there, the more comfortable you'll get. You'll know the routine, and it will definitely get easier. It does. Even the recruits that have been down there for a while are going to say, hang tough, recruit, it gets easier. So listen to them. All right, Brandon says, did one or two boat raids where I drank too much the night before, and it was rough. You fed the fish that day, I'm sure. Start rucking too. Good call, Lindsay. Put a backpack on and start running. Get used to wearing it up and down hills if you can. Logan, good evening. Charlie, it sounds very weird and unreal, but I went from 0 to 3 pull-ups in the beginning by just doing pull-ups every day. Amen, Charlie. See, you got my back. It works. Sing and run, Fouled Anchor says. Yes, build that lung capacity up. Sing while you run. It's going to be that much easier because you're going to sing every time you run in boot camp. Cadence. Listen to some cadences. Get used to that. All right. I think we're not close to time, but I definitely want to hit the buddy checks before we close. I know that the hour always goes by quick. So don't forget buddy checks. And it's not just a text. Pick up the phone and call. That means a lot as well. And you never know how someone is doing. Don't make it too late. So definitely text and keep in touch with each other. Roll through your hundreds of contacts in your phone. Some names pop up. Some of you are on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, all your social media stuff. Find Marines, find friends, find people you served with, and just reach out. Just check on them. How you doing? How you feeling? What's been going on? What are you up to lately? How's the family? Just create an outlet for anyone that just needs to share something. You never know. So definitely do buddy checks. I try to schedule them, but every now and then someone will just pop up in my mind, especially now with this YouTube channel. It's been awesome. And I've come across recruits that I trained. I've come across recruits that I went to boot camp with. And then obviously throughout my service, keep running across people. So social media used right like that, amazing. Keep up the buddy checks. Visit each other when you can too. Travel. That's what we're going to do next. Brandon says, I thought there were harder times at MMA than in boot camp. Then you must have had some good drill instructors, Anderson. That's good to hear. MOS combat engineer or grunt, Tanner's asking. So MOS, first of all, that's your job, your military occupational specialty. I enlisted as infantry, then switched over. I think I did tell that story once or twice. Switched over to combat engineer. So let's hear from the crowd. What MOS are you out there, and what do you recommend for someone just going in? You hear a lot of stories about, well, I want to make sure I can do something when I get out. I don't want to be a grunt for 20 years and have no skills. I tell you what, being a Marine for 4 years changes your life and prepares you for life. So it doesn't matter if it's 4 years or you do an entire career, just doing that enlistment, standing on the yellow footprints, OCS, wherever you start out, it changes your life and prepares you for life. So the job, I had a buddy used to always tell me, doesn't matter what you join, you should join because you want to be a Marine. The job is secondary. We talked about that. That one comes up a lot too. Every Marine a rifleman. Really? Is every Marine a rifleman? Yes. Really? Is everyone expert? No. Is everyone the best at it? No, but every Marine is a rifleman. So you know for a fact, anyone you get stationed with or anyone you come across, because guess what? If you can't shoot, you can't be a Marine. We talked about it. If you can't pass swim qual, you can't be a Marine. So you know for a fact, every Marine can qualify with the range, can qualify in the pool, and because if not, they wouldn't be a Marine. They have to join a different service. Jarhead, shout out to a friend of mine, 97-year-old Jake Yanoff, Iwo Jima combat vet in the hospital with respiratory issues. Semper Fi to him. Iwo Jima vet, there's not that many left. We'll be praying for you, brother. Hang in there, hang tough, and thank you for paving the way for all of us here today. Amen. Thanks for bringing that up. Let's see. Swim training. Get swimming training. Fouled Anchor says, yes, absolutely. The swim tank, just like I said, is, you have to pass. There's no two. If you fail it the first time at boot camp, you get dropped to the next training company, until you pass it. So definitely, if you're not a swimmer, get in the water now. Get used to it. Chuck Abel says, 2531 field radio operator. Loved it, especially in artillery. Do like radio operators because you do get stationed with all different MOSs. Anyone that goes to the field and trains, everyone needs a radio operator. Ram quote, and my platoon commander made it seem real important that I do more pull-ups. I'm telling you, more and more. And I even think the max score, it depends on your age, but 20. Go into boot camp doing 20 pull-ups already. And it is all mental. Fouled Anchor, I'm telling you, once I figured it out, you're not messing with my head. I'm writing this chapter right now. Colonel Holt says, MCIWS is fun swim training. It is not fun. The hardest school I ever went to was McQuist. I'm positive that they wanted me to drown. They try to drown me every day. But it was well worth it. I learned a lot of swimming experiences, a couple saves here and there. It definitely helped enhance my abilities in the water itself and my confidence. So it was great. 1141 says, Fouled Anchor, electrician, generator operator. Again, another friend in the field. You want that electricity, so you definitely need electricians. I don't know a whole lot about electricity, so I count on our electricians. So different MOSs. If you're asking, you asked earlier, between the two, combat engineer and infantry, I'm going to tell you now, I really, really enjoyed the infantry. Charles says, I have a story with the buddy check. I usually check in with friends and I have friends I haven't seen in a while. I was able to help a friend out during a tough time. Keeps me motivated. It's not just for them, the ones you're reaching out to. It makes me feel good as well. Again, it goes both ways, and it just reminds you of the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the family that we are. And the best is, and I'm sure it's with all the services, but specifically with Marines, when you see a Marine, going to the VA, I've noticed too, just other Marines in there, Semper Fi Marine, Semper Fi Marine, you just have that connection right away. And that's how it was with that young Marine in the airport. We had a connection all the way. He knew I was older, and I didn't even tell him who I was or how long I had been in. And halfway through the conversation, he said, you're obviously a Marine. I said, yeah, I am. My daughter and I are both Marines, and we're just looking out. So he can just recognize by our conversation that obviously we're Marines, and that's why we're taking care of each other. And what was cool too is everyone around was kind of listening. Like, oh my God, what is going on here? These guys don't know each other, but we were talking like we did and do. And we do. We have shared the same experience already. By him only being in boot camp and 10 days of leave, sharing that same experience. Lindsay, Lat moved to 1345 engineer equipment operator. Fortifying positions, making life easier for my fellow O3s. Engineer equipment operator. Okay, you're not a combat engineer, so don't even try it, Lindsay. But heavy equipment, awesome to have. Definitely help setting up heavy junk, as Fouled Anchor just said. Heavy junk, need those guys. Love them, especially when you're digging fighting positions. Absolutely need them. Chicken says, I see it at the VA. Some of the old timers light up when you throw them a Semper Fi. They absolutely do. They absolutely, and they got love hearing their stories. What I always like about the old timers, their stories are, they know, they remember. I remember James Anderson. He was from Wichita, Kansas, and he had this lisp, and they remember everything about those guys. They shared some hardship in their deployments that they had plenty of time to become family. They know first name, last name, and where they're from, and always got a story about their family. Awesome. Stan, yep, the new Marine, as of a couple months ago, and I was walking through a grocery store with the Marine Corps pin on my suit lapel and made an instant friend. Every day, especially places that there are a lot of veterans. It's just awesome to see you make that connection right away. Brother Brian, finally, been waiting for you. Maybe you didn't see it earlier. I know a place you can get this. It's going to cost you extra, though. Good to see you. Sergeant Major Olea. Thanks for joining us, brother. One of the best Marines I know right there, Sergeant Major Olea. Angel of a wife, son is a Marine, Sergeant, hurrah. Kicking butt and taking names. Love you guys. Father Anchor, my father was a Navy Corpsman, served with 3rd Marines in Vietnam. Navy Corpsman, they're family. They are family as well. They are Marines. Navy Corpsman, the Devil Docs, taking care of Marines all day, every day. All right, we are coming to a close. If you win a prize, you have to contact us right away if you want it. We're probably going to continue to do our lives on Fridays. By Monday, if you don't claim your prize, we're putting it back in the vault and giving it to someone else. Tanner says, I'm a God-fearing, good old Boy Scout who's lived in the woods my whole life, just being patient. What would be a good time to join before or after 2024 election? Great question. Now, the sooner the better. Don't wait. Just go. Go. Things are going to change. Different administration, whatever it is. Serve your country. Serve the Marine Corps. You'll be fine. God, Corps, country. Chuck Abel says, boot camp is bonding glue of Marines, past, present, and future. Amen, brother. I'm telling you, read the comments in some of our shorts. The boot camp stories are the best. From the 60s and 70s to kids that just graduated, Marines that just graduated. Awesome stories. Love hearing them. Mark says, years ago, met a Marine at World War II Memorial in D.C. who hit the beach at Tarawa. Amazing. Love talking to those guys. Talk all day. Got thousands of questions for them. I just want to hear it all. And maybe people don't ask as much anymore. I'm not sure. But I know, again, at the VA where I see most of them, and they love to tell stories. They have all this knowledge. They just want to help us become better Marines, better leaders. Father Anchor says, old breed, new breed, no difference as long as it's the Marine breed. Chesty Puller. Doing some reading on Chesty Puller right now, the rules of success. Amazing. Some of the things that Chesty Puller has discussed, talked about, the hard facts, the accountability, right? The leaders, you've seen some of those leaders that don't hold themselves accountable. They get complacent in what they're doing. If you're not making change every day, if you're not making something 1% better, you're not going into a new unit, a new organization, getting a new team, and striving every day to make it better, no matter how you have to do it, don't take no for an answer. Make it better every day. That's what I'm getting from Chesty Puller right now. That's what he did way back when, and that's what he's doing now. This is Chesty Puller Rules of Success. Tons of information in here. He was the big barrel-chested guy that, again, didn't take no for an answer. He was making it happen. I'll link it in the bio so you can check it out. Check out the book. I'm telling you, I know I'm going to read it more than once. The second time, I'm going to highlight some stuff that applies today, to leaders today. Too many times, again, leadership is action, not position. They get in that position and just hold it and get complacent and rest. I made it. Now it's time for me to chill. Now I'm in charge. I got it. No, you don't. With leadership comes action and more work. It's not time to chill. You should be working twice as hard in a leadership position than you worked to get there. Bryce Wilborg, late, no excuse. Sarge made no excuse at all. 22. Give us 22 burpees as soon as this is over. 22. Speaking of 22, notice I'm wearing a red shirt today? It is Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. Also, time that we do our 22 for the 22. The 22 service members that take their life every day. Thank God it's not 22 anymore. The number has decreased. We need it to be 0. That's part of the buddy checks. Again, wear red on Fridays to remember everyone is deployed. Keep them in your prayers. Keep it on the front of your mind. When you get the opportunity, do 22 of something. Burpees, push-ups, lunges, anything, pull-ups. That's how you can prepare for boot camp, doing 22 pull-ups minimum every day. And remember them. That's all part of the buddy checks. Why are service members taking their own lives? Why are there service members without jobs, without homes? That's where we come in. A community like this, that's why let's grow. Let's grow this community to continue to help as many service members as possible, past, present, and future. Colonel Hull says, new second lieutenant should be mentored by a good platoon sergeant. Amen to that, sir. That's in all the services, I think, do that. They pair a new lieutenant with an E5 and E6, been in for a while. They share knowledge. The lieutenant just got out of TBS, got out of college, the basic school, OCS, with the enlisted service member that's been in 4 to 10 years with the OJT, learning it firsthand, doing it. So the two of them get together. It's a magnificent team all the way up. Goes up to company commander, a captain, and a first sergeant. Battalion, lieutenant colonel, sergeant major. All the way up, colonel, sergeant major. Continues on up. It's a beautiful system. Again, I believe all the services do that. Lindsay, I met Chesty Puller's supply sergeant who was present when Gunny Basilon earned the Medal of Honor. He was the oldest Marine in the 2017 Marine Corps birthday. Wow. Very cool. He was Chesty Puller's supply sergeant. Amazing. He was John Basilon's personal ammo bearer that night. Wow. Amazing. So, not to be a story topper, but I just met someone that was Chesty Puller's pallbearer. Oh, ammo bearer that night. He was Chesty Puller's pallbearer. He was one of the Marines that carried him to his final resting place as well. And the way I found out is another Marine there said, hey, go ask that guy over there where Chesty Puller's buried. So I was like, okay, he's setting me up for something funny, right? I'm going to be the butt of somebody's joke. But it wasn't. He just wanted, that guy was very humble, the Marine. He didn't talk about it all the time. Yes, I'm the guy who buried Chesty Puller, but he was one of Chesty Puller's pallbearer. Carried him to his grave. He knows exactly where his final resting place was. Pretty amazing. Great stories. Great feedback. Thank you, everyone. Again, merch. Do we have something to give out? We have a bag to give out? Merchandise? Are we getting out? I'm looking at my production team right now. What are we giving out? Shirt? We're giving another shirt? Let's see. What koozie? Which one? Want to give the koozie out? Foul language says, good night, Chesty Puller, wherever you are. Amen. Should be saying that every night. I think I got Dan Daly's canteen when I got to my unit. Amazing. Are you serious, chicken? Dan Daly's canteen? It's that old. Finally, I don't have a watch now that I'm retired, but 22 push-ups, done, sir, done. Awesome. Were they back straight, all the way down, all the way up? Again, we have this one as a demo. Wonder if I can sell this to somebody. We shall see. Tanner, thank you guys. How often do you stream? Great question. And again, working with my production team, I do what my wife tells me, but we'd like to do it more often. This is our third one, and we haven't been around all that long. Again, this one was special, 10,000 subscribers. Again, thank you all very much. Get the word out. Let's continue to grow. we want to do more and more of these. Jose Gomez says, I will take a Devil Dog shirt. Hua? Hua? I think, did you smell check that canteen? You know there's some weird stuff in that canteen if it was Dan Daly's. All right, so how about this? We're going to ask a question for the shirt. Where's the shirt? This is it, going out. We're going to have one question. Get ready. Let everybody get your fingers ready to type in the answer. Let's see. What kind of question can I ask for this one? Again, if you are the winner, this will be in the mail to you. You have until Monday to send us your address. Send us your mailing address. We'll get this out to you. Let us know your size. Carol. How many Marines cheat on the sit-ups on a PFT, Tim Ellsworth? How many Marines cheat on sit-ups on a PFT? None of them. It's the person counting is the one that's cheating. You got to count every one, all the way up, all the way down. Shoulder blades, you got to touch the deck. No, because now it's only planks. No, he said sit-ups. So still doing crunches, but we're also doing planks. Oh, no more crunches either. What? Pull-ups, planks, and running. Pull-up, planks, and running. Planks only, right? I knew you did, Tim. That's why he asked the question. All right, so for the shirt, as we wrap this up, again, I want to say thank you all. Buddy checks, Red Friday, do your 22. Stay motivated. Like, subscribe, help us continue to build this channel. Stay with us. Comments, keep them coming. Get other services. We still need to hear from the Space Force guy or girl. All right. So for the question of the night for the shirt. Everyone ready? Should we make it a history question? Should we make it a motivational question? Semper Fi everyone. Crib Keeper, 0311. Good to see you. Jose Gomez, I am U.S. Air Force, but love the videos. Safety speech. Should I give a safety brief for the weekend? Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything crazy. History. Crib Keeper wants some history. All right. My favorite history question. Where was the first amphibious landing of World War II? Let's hear it. First amphibious landing. Lindsay says, you do another live, Sergeant Major, and I'm going to get some more guys that were in Indian company who served with us. 3-3 on the chat. Absolutely, Lindsay. Hook it up, brother. Guadalcanal, nope. Says San. Oop. First amphibious landing of World War II, Making Islands, Wake Island, Gloucester. Let's hear it. Guadalcanal was not it. Guadalcanal, everyone thinks Guadalcanal. Makin Island, Solomon Islands. It's now there is a lot of bases on this island. A very common place for Marines to be stationed.
Wow.
Not there. Close. Not Hawaii, not the Philippines. They have the best coffee in the world there. That should give it away right there. Even the production team knows it now. Okinawa, chicken has arisen. Okinawa. Now, history will tell you some other things when they landed at the same time, but the official first landing of World War II was in the island of Okinawa. And again, they do have the best coffee there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is 1 hour. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Again, like and subscribe. Share the channel. Get this out. Let's continue to build this community as big as possible. We're hoping to do a ton of merch. We're going to get it out there. We're hoping to do a ton of lives and keep this going. Semper Fi, my friends. See you soon. Ebra.